So, you know, if you're going on what we saw in the UAE, you'd say that in this first power play, Sunrisers should hold an edge. So the fascination is will KKR change their approach?
It's match number 3. It's match number 3 of the Vivo Indian Premier League 2021. It's time for the countdown. Let's begin. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're ready to rock here in Chennai. Bhuvneshwar Kumar will bowl the first ball to Nitish Rana, who thumps it through mid-off for 4. You can't get a better start than that. Well, you can. You could hit it for 6.
You can hit it for 6. But that'll do, Mark, for sure. What a terrific way to open up your innings here. Very dangerous player indeed. He's overpitched a little bit on this occasion, reaching for the ball. No real footwork, but does manage just to hang in there with his bat. Thrashes it through the line of the ball and it goes sweetly to the boundary.
Yeah, he would have been surprised because Bhuvneshwar Kumar generally doesn't give those kind of offerings. So that's one of the reasons why there was no foot movement. That's generally what Bhuvi does more often than not.
Well, I think on this dry surface, it's going to be really important for Bhuvnesh Kumar not to give the stumps away. It's got to be stump to stump. It's got to be hitting a good length on that as well. He's known for that. He also is known to swing the ball, but as we know in the IPL, it doesn't tend to swing a great deal, so you've got to be crashing into the top of off stump.
See those nice outswingers Chris Wokes bowled last night. Didn't he bowl nicely? Didn't Prithvi Shaw bat well?
Yeah, it was a heck of a game, wasn't it, really? Really good game, high quality.
Capitals, I mean, they really had a good night, didn't they? Chennai maybe missed the odd beat, but it was an interesting match for sure. Bhuvi again beats him with one that just nips a little off the seam.
Traditionally, though, it's always eluded us why the ball hasn't swung as much as what it does in one-day cricket. And T20 cricket, just through the IPL, traditionally, hasn't really shaped a great deal.
I think I would say the same even for the ODIs, Haidas, because you look at this new Kookaburra ball which is used in white ball cricket everywhere. It does swing the odd over. If it gets thumped, then it stops swinging. Not like it used to a while ago. A few years ago, the ball used to swing prodigiously. Now you've got 2 new balls in one-day cricket. They don't swing too much. And even in white ball cricket, we saw Chris Wokes swinging it a bit, but not for too long.
Well, you can't tell me that Bhuvnesh Kumar doesn't present a nice seam, because he does. It's bolt upright. Pretty much every delivery, unless it's an off-pace delivery. So he gives it every chance. But tonight he's going to have to be careful just to be straight at those stumps.
I think KN, the umpire's saying... what is he saying? What is he saying? He and Johnny Bairstow have had a bit of a disagreement. Something to do with where he was standing, I think. Maybe he was too straight or something, or in someone's eye line, or he's fine there at short extra cover anyway.
Yeah, but he should be right to stand wherever he wants, as long as he's not on the wicket.
Very good at the death. Very good at the top. You want him to be good at the top, but very good at the death. If you're always picking up wickets at the death, you're slowing a side down, getting new batsmen in. That's not to be underestimated, the ability to take wickets. He asks, they say no. Warner comes charging in as part of the appeal, doesn't want to review it. End of the first over, 4 for none.
ये है सचिन कुकरेजा। इन्हें टोस को टच करना मुश्किल लगता है, पर अब स्टॉक्स पे इन्वेस्टिंग इन स्टॉक्स इजी। स्टॉक्स बाय या सेल करो सीधे अपने फोन से। अब स्टॉक्स स्टार्ट करके देखो।
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
LHS is equal to RHS. समझा ब्रो?
कॉन्सेप्ट समझाने लगा है, क्या बात है।
फोन के लिए नहीं ठोका? बात क्या है?
ब्रेक ले ले यार पार्टनर।
समझ के पढ़ते हैं तो इनका दिल लग जाता है और पेरेंट्स से पार्टनर तक का फासला तय हो जाता है। बायजूस, डाउनलोड नाउ।
राजश्री इलायची जश्न का जश्न।
Bottom of the list, scoring just 7, a tad over 7 and over. Anyway, here's Sandeep and Shubman Gill with the footwork, and he's telling you he wants to get closer to the ball. On a slow pitch, he wants to get nearer the ball.
And they play for the same state, so he knows quite a bit about what Sandeep Sharma does. He swings the ball, but this was the last ball of the previous over. Was it pitching outside the leg stump? That would have been the only question. It was by a big margin.
Have to see more of that though, bowling stump to stump. When you get under pressure, you want to start scoring across the line of the ball.
When Boothie appeals like that, he turns from sort of delightful boy to demonic man, doesn't he? That appeal is not really asking, it's telling.
That's called white line fever, Mark, and there's been multiple fast bowlers over the years that have fallen victim to that disease.
Oh, Haydos, I can't imagine who you're talking about.
Very interesting discussion just the last over around this field placing. Now, I often used to have this field set against me, especially against England. Used to have someone very straight in my eye line. Didn't particularly bother me, I've got to say, but there he is. What's the problem here? There's been a little discussion between the umpire. I think a captain has got every right to put a man wherever he wants as long as he's not doing anything untowards the wicket. So I'm not sure what the rules of that.
Well, I suppose the umpire was saying you're in the running path of the non-striker, but he just has to move wider. You can put your fielders exactly where you want. Well, you can't have more than two behind. Oh, got lucky. That's nothing more than a slog. When it comes off, it looks amazing. And when it doesn't, the ball goes 180 degrees from where it was meant to go.
Yeah, indeed. The only positive part of that was the movement towards the ball from Yudhishthana. It goes at the ball. On slow wickets, it's really important to get momentum going into the ball. If you do remain in your crease and try and hack across the line playing that same stroke, it's very hard to time. So,
Haydos, I think they're showing us that they're conscious of a slow, relatively slow scoring rate in the power play last year already. Shubman Gill was the highest scorer for KKR in last year's tournament, but that doesn't mean that he necessarily found his straps immediately every inning.
yeah, you do pick up on these things in discussions around the batting unit. You look at what's been going in past. Nick Menon, a very good umpire. But I think more than anything, you have to play your circumstances as well. You have to realise when you come to this track that the first 6 overs are important. You do need to create a little bit of momentum early up in the innings.
God, what a lovely, lovely shot that is. That's all he needs to do. He's got so much talent. Doesn't need to wipe across the line. He can swing freely through it.
Yeah, one thing's for sure. Both these opening bowlers swing the ball and they haven't found any. They're looking for it, they're searching for it, and they haven't found any. So if it comes straight and at that pace, beautiful shot, beautiful swing of that bat.
And Haydos just leaned across to me and said width. Isn't it, Haydos? That's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I said it before to Bhuvanesh Kumar as well. It's got to be stump to stump. And that's really a free shot. That's just offering a player to play that kind of stroke.
Oh. 2 gone, 13 for no wicket.
नमस्कार क्रिकेट का किट बेचता हूं मैं जस्ट डायल के जेडी मार्ट पे फ्री में डिजिटल कैटलॉग बनवाया तो सारा माल बिक गया टपाटप अबे रात को मैं गच्ची पे फुल टू पार्ट किया तो ये लास्ट पीस बचा था अभी दिन में वहां पर रहो अरे काय करते तू सारी मरतो ना
जेडी मार्ट, इंडिया का B2B मार्केटप्लेस। डाउनलोड करें जेडी मार्ट ऐप।
कॉलेज रियूनियन हो या सरप्राइज ट्रिप विद माय गर्ल, जिंदगी के छोटे बड़े हर पल को बनाए फैशनेबल। Amazon 1000 plus top brands, 9 lakh plus latest styles, 30-day returns on over 40 lakh products. Amazon, हर पल fashionable.
Mangola, I'm coming, Alia. Oh no, big rock.
Fresh and juicy.
The game, we're not so sure about that. Pitch looks very dry, and it's hard to be sure what a competitive first innings score is. Anyway, it's Shubman Gill on strike here to Bhuvi, and that's a glorious stroke. We saw a few of those in an Indian shirt. Now we're seeing it in the purple of PKR.
He's such a flowing batsman. That is what is so telling about his shot making. Balance, poise, and impeccable timing. No swing on offer again. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar trying to be as straight as possible. Just did so well to find that gap.
Well, the cred power play is on. Let's see how rewarding it is for the players tonight. But a reminder how rewarding it can be for you too. If you've got credit card bills to pay them via the cred app during the cred power play and get to win perhaps 100% cash back. So that's handy. Really handy.
There was an interesting graphic in the last over of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and how he gets his wickets in the power play and then in the death. It's so interesting because right during the ODIs. Oh, that's just been chipped.
Oh, he didn't read it. Whoa, on his heels, I think.
Oh, I just can't believe that. Unbelievable stuff, isn't it?
Samad. Under Samad it was, and he's on his heels, isn't he?
Well, he just got caught off guard. Genuine leg cutter, just held up. You can see that's a great indication actually of this wicket and what we're talking about with the dryness of the wicket and how slow it is, but deserved a wicket and didn't get it.
We're going to see an awful lot of that tonight, that sort of delivery, aren't we? It's going to be a stock bull.
Again, Haidas, we were talking about the dryness of the surface. I think we need to have a closer look at that ball. I think it's got a bit of a cut or a chip. You can see some, yep, look at that leather coming off.
Yeah, that makes a difference because someone like Natarajan, for example, is superb exploiter of the reverse swinging delivery as well. Will be handy at the end.
No, good run. Good run. Talking about Bhuvi's record and when he takes his wickets and the percentage at the end of the innings, but the Upstocks Crick Index tells us that he's up there in the history of the IPL. Sandeep Sharma, 92 innings. This one, of course, uncompleted, 53 wickets. Zahir Khan, great bowler in all formats of the game, 99 innings, took 52 wickets. And Bhuvi just a tad behind them, played a few more games. But so he and Sandeep take wickets early on, fact. 19 for no wicket.
गुड्डू पकड़ेगा ना? अरे फेंको तो सही। जहाँ चार यार मिल जाए वही ये भी ले। अबे दिखता नहीं है क्या? देख के पकड़ना यार। ये भी नहीं करते। में दौड़ चले धूम मचे मस्त मस्त नजर मस्त लग रहा है चमत्कार जहाँ चार यार। Dream 11 टीम है तो मजा है।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
कहाँ मिलेगा अच्छा आलू?
मेरे पैसे चलो भागो तुम्हारा बैग
मिल गया अच्छा आलू। खोज खोज के लाते हैं बिंगो के लिए अच्छे आलू। बिंगो पोटैटो चिप्स from ITC.
I saw the first light. Now I see much more in the finest detail. I am the 1+9.
It's a humid evening with firm strike over extra cover. A very good strike over extra cover.
And really telegraphed it as well. Sendit Sharma, it was a knuckle ball. And he had so much time here. It's trying to, look at that, floating down at him, but he set himself up and then he waited. Just shoveled it over the top. Good stroke, slow wicket. It's a tough shot to play on a slow wicket. You can be highly critical. It was probably just the line, just too wide. If it was a little bit straight, it would have been a much effective ball.
Well, all these big shots are being played off a hint of width. You just can't offer it tonight. That might be the best shot of all of them.
I suppose the way they've played against Sandeep Sharma, as a captain, you would be tempted to ask the keeper to come up to the stumps, because they have taken a couple of steps down the track. They're trying to counter the swing, which he hasn't found any.
Just like a spinner, you have a better opportunity of striking it off the middle. So Sandeep Sharma at the moment, 1 for 17 off his 1.2, a little bit expensive.
Going for 3 in a row as well. Clever batting, and he gets it.
Gee, that's good batting. So 3 back-to-back boundaries. David Warner there looks a little bit intrigued. His main man, Sandeep Sharma, is a bit of pressure here. 9 for 21. Just classy batting.
I like this approach, Brian, from the KKR batsmen. It looked like they took a couple of overs just to get themselves in, get the pace of this pitch, and look to cash in the back half of the power play. Is that a sensible way of approaching it?
Yeah. It's a sort of pitch where I've said it at least twice in the last 2 or 3 minutes. The shorter bowlers that bowl fast and the ball skidding on would allow the batsmen to play through the line, and that's what's happening. It's just it's a very easy pitch to bat on if there is no great bounce and no great expectation of bounce from the bowlers. So what Sandeep's got to do, I think he's got to use the slow ball some more. He's got to actually maybe try to dig one in. He actually has not bowled a short ball to at least tell the batsman that he's got that in his armoury. Well, you know, you mentioned about Sandeep Sharma. Let's have a look here. When he has been successful, he gets a lot of swing. This is the highest average of swing in the power play. This is last year, IPL 2020. If we have a look at this graphic, 1.8 degrees is what he gets. Jason Holder is next, and he's not playing tonight, 1.6 degrees, but that just proves how good he can be when the ball shapes. At the moment, though, we're not seeing a lot of swing. Big over. 14 off at 33 for no loss.
And that was always the big question around team selection. Not a lot of pace. That's where the height of someone like Jason Holder just provides some variety. Think last night, CSK, all the bowlers are 5'10", maximum 6 feet. They don't get a lot of bounce. So, you know, options galore. One of these sides has picked 3 and 3, which is KKR, 3 fast bowlers, 3 spinners. Then you've got the other way, 3 fast bowlers and 2 spinners. For, well, actually 4 if you include Vijay Shankar too. 4 and only 2 for the Sunrisers. So both teams and coaches and captains, just a slight difference in strategy. KP, which one do you think you'll agree with?
I heard Brian there talking about Holder, talking a lot about his height and also the smaller bowlers or the shorter bowlers bowling along the wicket. And yes, the bounce does help. But Nabi's more than just an off-spinner. Having played with him in a couple of franchises, and when you play with somebody, it means you faced them in the net. And I used to, well, oh, my goodness. I used to do that to off-spinners. I used to love doing that to off-spinners. But Nabi was the kind of bowler who was more than just an off-spinner. He was so smart in the way that he bowled his deliveries and the way that he... the ball seemed to never really get to you. And I found it really hard to get down the wicket to Nabi. So when you're talking about Nabi, he's more than just an off-spinner. So I love him. I call him El Presidente, the president of Afghanistan. I call him the boss. I call him the kingpin. He's the leader also of that whole Afghanistan contingent. Rashid Khan's superstar, yes, Mujib, there's others. But Nabi is a very, very smart, intelligent cricketer who deserves a lot of respect.
What about from the opposition's perspective, even though they've made a great start? It must have been a tough decision, KP, to not pick Narayan, who has been arguably, along with Andre Russell, the best player for KK over the last few years.
No, I was happy they didn't pick him, Scotty. Since he stopped and they've made him bowl with a bit more of a straighter arm, and he's lost his penetration with the doosra. His batting doesn't cut the mustard, and that guy there on picture now, remember, Indian players, local players, I would never, ever, ever give up an overseas slot to Sunil Narayan. I'd rather play another overseas player, and Harbhajan Singh is just as good, if not better.
Well, 7 fours and 1 6 so far in this innings. It's been about the batsman to date. It reminds me of a couple of nights ago. It seems a difficult pitch to a new batsman who's coming in starting afresh. So a lot of responsibility on the top orders of both teams to make sure if you do get a start, you're able to carry on. And that is a specialty of Natarajan.
The Yorker certainly is.
Where do you like to go on holiday, Brett?
Well, that holiday resort, the Mallorca.
But he's got to bowl a lot of Yorkers, and again, we have not seen anybody really back pitch the ball and try to get it, you know, shoulder height to the batsman, chest height to the batsman. They're just pretty much some half volleys.
Oh, it could have been close.
They've got to use one of the two weapons, that Yorker or the very short ball, even the slow short ball on such a service. We have seen the batsman just pretty much playing through the line every time the ball is sort of pitched on a good length. The first Yorker, and Nidish Rana is back on his stump to a ball that he would normally maybe hit back over the bowler's head.
We've only got a couple of balls, KP, before we make a change, but Mohammad Nabi, that you've talked about, has spent a lot of time opening the bowling. Would you have had him in by now?
No, you can bowl him at any stage. I think that Sandeep, his numbers are spectacular. Natarajan, I love him. I absolutely love him. I love the angle. So he's now changed the angle. That's what David Warner's done to see if the angle suits. But these guys are going to go after whoever they can in the first 6 overs. You heard Matthew Hayden, we heard Matthew Hayden talk a lot earlier about the power play here in the Chepak Stadium. You've got to go after these guys. So whoever it is, these are good batters in all teams. The team tactics and the dynamics of what they do within the first 6 overs is swing and swing as hard as you can, because it's going to get tougher.
Well, it certainly will, and I also think the first team that can adapt to playing all the teams are playing away from home, so they've got different conditions to what their teams are set up for. Who can make that adjustment the quickest?
Who can mark their territory?
Find the 11 that they want to play, and even goes from ground to ground, because all these sides, Chennai the great example, 74% of matches they win at home. They now need to find a way away from this particular ground at Chepak. 5 overs gone, another outstanding over. 12 runs from it, it's 45 without loss.
गुड्डू पकड़ेगा ना? अरे फेंको तो सही। ये भी ले। अबे दिखता नहीं है क्या? देख के पकड़ना यार। ये भी नहीं करती है। ले ले। मस्त लग रहा है। आजा।
Dream 11 टीम है तो मजा है।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
आप म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट करते हो?
Of course, since 2005.
Even mutual funds are subject to market risk. वहाँ भी तो नुकसान होने का रिस्क होता है।
Mutual funds में उन्हीं को इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए जो रिस्क लेने के लिए तैयार हो।
Mutual fund हो या क्रिकेट, one should be ready to take the risk.
Good point.
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
LHS is equal to RHS. समझा ब्रो?
कॉन्सेप्ट समझाने लगा है। क्या बात है?
আপনার প্রবলেম হতে পারে সুতরাং আপনি আপডেটেড সফটওয়্যারগুলো এখানে দিয়ে রাখবেন ফটোশপ
ব্রেক ले ले यार
এখানে ট্যাগ
समझ के
ট্যাগের বিষয়গুলোতে আমরা যদি আসি
और पेरेंट्स से पार्टनर तक का फासला तय हो जाता है। बायजूस डाउनलोड नाउ।
कहाँ मिलेगा अच्छा आलू?
এখান থেকে একটা সার্চ দেই যে কোনো একটা ক্যাটাগরি ধরেন অনেক
अच्छा आलू
कैटेगरी बाटे
खोज
एक
खोज के
किलो
लाते हैं बिंगो के लिए अच्छे आलू बिंगो पोटैटो चिप्स फ्रॉम ITC
LG Linear Cooling Refrigerator keeps food naturally fresh and hygienic for really long.
Mohamed Nabi then to bowl the last over in the power play. Graham Swan, Parth Patel have joined me. Good option this, or a bit of a risk?
No, absolutely good option. I thought he came in maybe a couple of overs too late. I thought ball wasn't swinging, and whenever Bhuvi bowled the slower ones, I thought it was a good option.
That's always a good option. Get the offie on. Oh, not if he's going to bowl that though. That was medium pace thrown down the leg side. But I do want to see spinners trying to put some revs on the ball into this deck because it's got to spin. Not every ball will, but there's definite patches that look like a dried up riverbed and other bits with the binder glass. Look at that. It's like footholes already there. It's typical Chennai. Some balls skid on, some balls turn. But you've got to give it a chance.
Yeah, saw Bhuvi take pace off early on. One just stuck in the surface a little bit. Reverse sweep.
It's hit him on the head.
It is stunning, isn't it? And stopping, bit of invariable bounce as well. But it's a day of surprises for me. Sunrisers are
winning the toss and bowling.
Yeah, absolutely winning the toss and bowling. Nabi not bowling in first couple of overs. And if I look at, we have a team sheet here. That's 15. There are all reserves are all 4 batsmen there. So if concussion or anything happens, it's Sunrisers have surprised me with everything today.
Is Nabi, the more I watch him bowl, the rounder his arms got over the years. Well, he's getting lower and lower. He's be like Malinga soon.
I think in the competition you did in Abu Dhabi, he hardly bowled, did he? Hardly
Can't
bowled.
remember.
It's a while ago, but yeah, he hardly bowled. I don't know whether he's had a few injuries or not, or just didn't want to bowl. He's decided to come over the wicket here to Shubman Gill. 14 from 9. If this gets through, it will go away. It doesn't. Picks out the fielder. 50 up. It's a good start. This.
I like the approach here by KKR, and that's what you got to do every time you go to Chapok.
I like that headband. Get in there. Going straight to a rock concert after this. I should have warned you, Parthiv. I'm not always as serious as Dom when we're on comms. But 6 are gone. 50 for none for the KKR Kings.
It is a good start, a good power play. You know, you're looking at the power play of that being put in. Nitish Rana would be the power player of the innings so far, wouldn't he? Just the way that he's played.
Absolutely, that's what you got to do when you go to Chapok. Because as the game progresses, it becomes slightly, or maybe more difficult to score runs in between with Rashid Khan coming in, and that's what every team does. Try and attack in first 6 overs, and the kind of wicket looked really hard. It might reverse, as well because it did.
It's too wide as well, isn't it? Seamers have bowled too wide there, and any left-hander, anybody just loves to get their hands through those deliveries, Graham.
Yeah, what do you say, you Seamers? Don't give the stumps away. I don't think that's Seamers, that's Aussies and Kiwis who said it. Don't give the stumps away, mate.
Someone bowled there to you, Part, if you'd love it, wouldn't you?
Oh, he would.
Absolutely. He's striking at 190. I would have been striking at 290.
Well, I know that.
Me too.
Absolutely.
390 for me, though.
Absolutely. But no swing, not a lot of bounce, have to bowl straight. Someone who likes bowling straight, Rashid Khan.
Yes, here he is. Oh, you see the spin straight away there.
Now, it'd be interesting to see whether KKR, like a lot of teams have done over the IPL, sit on this man or think, no, let's try and hit him out the attack.
Well, they sat on him a bit last year, didn't they? But I don't think you can, honestly. And when I say sit on, you can't let someone go for less than a run a ball.
Absolutely.
24 run a ball if you're happy with that, but you put absolutely no pressure on the bowler. So I'm not a big fan at all.
No.
Of saying, "Good, you're a good bowler. We're just going to make sure we don't lose wickets." Because as a bowler, that is absolute music to my ears before I come on.
Yeah, that is what I was going to talk about. You both being bowlers, you know you are under pressure when someone's trying to attack you.
Takes wickets, but he's also the best economy of all time in that IPL. Minimum, obviously, 100 overs. 3 decent bowlers there.
3 spinners.
3 spinners.
Did say that one day we would rule the world. There's a book somewhere. One day spinners shall inherit the earth.
Oh, sent back. Well, you talked about, didn't you, that leg spin struggled, and whether it's the year of the off spinner.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
The year of the off spinner.
Well, leg spin the last 2 years has absolutely dominated. It's just about time that a finger spinner comes back into the equation. Oh, well bowled. I'll tell you what I was going to ask Party. Do you miss it?
Miss what?
Batting.
I actually don't. That's the reason
No?
I retired. Not missing. I'm enjoying Graham Swan and Dominic Cook.
Well, it's very nice of you to say so. When you sit there, when you watch people back and then, we've got Nitish Rana, sorry, against...
They struggled against leg spin.
Yeah. Should probably have a wicket alert at some point. But did you not see that and just go, I wouldn't mind having a knock tonight. Just
Yeah, that's what you do. I'm recently retired. But yeah, when you're facing against Rashid Khan, that's something you could try and do. Maybe cover the stumps and
working through the leg side.
Working through the leg side, or try sweep is a difficult option against him because of the pace. But maybe just try and cover the stumps and don't worry about whether it's going to be a leg spin or a googly.
Decent first over and a wicket. Guess what ball it is? It's the googly.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't call a wicket alert though, did you?
No.
Thank goodness for that. I mean, and look, brilliant Rashid. There's a reason why he's the #1 bowler in the world, not just because he's a spinner. Just because he bowls at the stumps. Don't give the wickets away. That's what we said. Don't give them away. Back of the hand. Look at the turn as well. This has turned a good 12 inches. Got to go.
Yeah, that's brilliant by Rashid Khan. Every time he does it.
Shubman Gill goes for 15. 53 for 1.
इतने सारे plans, but all are expensive, man. तो बोलो क्या करेंगे? Jio Fiber कर ले आओ. जादू के डिब्बे का magic चला.
Jio Fiber के unlimited plans start at only ₹399. अब हर घर Jio Fiber.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. I know this sounds ridiculous. It's like saying Rahul Dravid has anger issues.
Hey, that doesn't mean you can overtake. Come, man, come. You come. Could have gone straight and taken it.
गर्ल्स नाइट आउट या मूवी डेट, जिंदगी के छोटे बड़े हर पल को बनाए फैशनेबल. Amazon, 1000+ टॉप ब्रांड्स, 9 लाख+ लेटेस्ट स्टाइल्स, 30-day returns on over 40 lakh products. Amazon, हर पल फैशनेबल.
Appy Fizz and the all-new Be Fizz. Be, feel, fizz.
How badly that was played.
53 for 1 then. Needed the wicket, David Warner. If you're just joining us, surprisingly won the toss on a very dry wicket in Chennai. Decided to have a bowl first. And we've seen spin already from this man, Rashid Khan. Big googly.
Yeah, it was a big googly. And I'll tell you what, I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to get out and do one of my famous demonstrations. You don't see trust me, there's not many, but I'm going to do one.
And that's coming at the strategic timeout, so don't go anywhere. Don't just go and
stay where
make
you
a
are,
cup
people.
of tea
Don't
or
you dare,
whatever you
people.
do. Stay
Try.
and watch. Graham Swan talking about how to pick Rashid Khan, how to play him.
No, it's not. Nothing to do with picking him. I'm going to show you exactly what he did wrong there as a batsman. As a spinner, what I want him to do, he did. And how silly he was. Silly Shubman.
Use my tips, whatever I said, how to play Rashid. Just
Of course.
5 minutes go what I spoke about.
Well, Party, I mean, you didn't play much cricket against me. I was a dynamic opening batsman in my own right. In the short form of the game, unstoppable almost. Many people say.
I think I've faced 10 games. We played 10 one-days against each other.
But you never got me opening the batting though. That was the thing.
Yeah.
So this one is talking about the time he used to open in one-day cricket.
Very good record as well, if someone can dig that up, especially against Derby. He's got my highest score, you see, 91, 42 balls.
Rahul Tripathi off the mark. Not talking about Derby. Here's the wicket again. Big googly.
Yeah.
Saw the back of the hand.
I think he picked it. That's the reason why he went with the spin. He just missed it because of, but he did pick it. I thought it was the right option as well to go.
Oh, does he get enough for this? I think he does.
Oh, it's gone off.
Miles picked. Great shot. Great start to his innings.
Absolutely. I like the intent with Rahul Tripathi has come in with off spinner, finger spinner, Swanee with the spin. That's a very difficult shot to play when you're hitting over mid-off or a long off.
It was just floated, wasn't it? It drifted wide nicely, but it was just floated a little bit, so you need to get some dip on it to stop people doing this.
It is very flat though, isn't it? Very round arm, flat. He's already gone for 16. He's coming up to the end of his second over. Shubman Gill, only man out so far, 15 from 13 for Shubman Gill. It's not happy Shubman Gill day. Oh, this one just skids on. So a good end to the over. 8 overs gone, 64 for 1.
नमस्कार क्रिकेट का किट बेचता हूँ मैं जस्ट डायल के जेडी मार्ट पे फ्री में डिजिटल कैटलॉग बनवाया तो सारा माल बिक गया टपाटप अबे रात को मैं गच्ची पे फुल टू पार्ट किया तो ये लास्ट पीस बचा था अभी दिन में वहां पर रहो अरे काय करते तू सारी मरतो ना
जेडी मार्ट, इंडिया का B2B मार्केटप्लेस। डाउनलोड करें जेडी मार्ट ऐप।
बेस्ट टू जस्ट फोन पे।
राजश्री इलायची जश्न का जश्न।
Second over, hits him on the foul, given out. Puts his bat in the air and wants to refer it.
Well, I thought this was straight off the bat, I'll be honest. I don't think it even hit his pad, personally.
Lower to UVLBW. Original position is out. It is a fair delivery. Front on spin things.
It sounds like a Kiwi accent. Fair delivery. Scotty Cyrus. Let's have a look.
Thank you. Nice and slow. Running through.
Smashed
Just
it.
roll it back.
Smash it straight off the bottom edge.
Close to the back. We just go to Ultra just to see if there's any bet on that.
See if there's any bet on it. He's smashed up.
Thank you. Running through. Keep going, keep going. There you go. Thank you. Bet on ball with spike. I'll go back on ground, thanks. AP, he has hit it, so I recommend you change your decision to not out. You're on screen.
Well, that would have caused an absolute ruck in the leagues. Overseas player would have been given out there.
There's no referrals in the league.
No, they'd have been out. They'd have been shouting off the pavilion steps.
Interestingly, went for a reverse sweep. First ball. Again, googly.
He's going to bowl all those googlies here to left-hand batsmen,
Yeah.
and that's been his go-to ball as well. He went to right.
And
right.
you're saying get across.
Get across just the way he hit it and try and maneuver it to the leg side. And when you're not picking him, you don't worry about both the edges. You just worry about just getting beaten either from inside or outside.
Yeah, I think that's the way to
That's
play.
how batsmen think.
Absolutely. How do we think?
You know what I used to think? If I'm not picking him,
hit him.
What's the last thing he expects? Sprint down the wicket.
And get stuck.
No.
Then
I tell
passive
you,
smiling.
because I always used to think if you go quick enough, like wait till the ball next to it and then get down the wicket, if you don't quite get to the pitch for it, you can just get something in the way and kick it. I was never stumped. I didn't hit many for six, but I was never stumped. Oh, well bowled. That's nicely bowled. Now, Tripathi played this, even though, he didn't get out, far better than Shubman Gill, and there's a reason. It's all to do with his front foot. That's what I'm going to talk about in my award-winning demonstration. It's not won any awards yet, but
no.
I know that Scotty Starris loves my batting demonstrations. big fan.
It's a nice looking shot.
And I've said again, if there's one thing that I always say, you should never give up all your stumps. The bowler should never be able to just get all your stumps. I don't mind this. These are googlies going across.
Googly wickets.
Look at that. Look where the foot goes here. Look how much you see of the stumps in half of these. You can see nearly all 3 stumps sometimes. That tonight, I could see 2.5 stumps there. And for a player as good as Shubman Gill, it's almost throwing your wicket away.
See, even that it's an attempted leg spinner, but it actually just goes on, just stays straight, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and with his pace, it's always difficult to hit square of the wicket as well. When you're not picking, you got to take square of the wicket out of the play and try and hit him as straight as possible.
Meanwhile, the Vivo fan wall, Swanee, you love that. Oh, this one he's picked. I think he's got it in the gap. Oh, what fielding. Such good fielding, that saves a boundary and ends up only conceding 2. So 9 overs gone, 69 for 1. Rana's 42 from 34, Tripathi 12 from 7, and it is that time. It's time for the See It Tyres strategic timeout. And we've been talking a lot about how to play spin and how to pick googlies and how batsmen should play. So with obviously all the certain players and ex-players we've got here, we're going to go to Graham Swan, who's going to tell us how to play Rashid Khan.
I apologise, I'm going to use the Styrus Kiwi Boss bat because the Graham Swan piece of willow hasn't gone into production yet. Don't ask me why. I was a fine player in my own right. Right, what I'm going to talk about, Shubman Gill getting out to that delivery. I'm annoyed with him because he's a really good player. It is Shubman Gill Day for Scottish Styrus, and I don't believe a player as good as this should be getting out in the way he has. If you look at his front foot there, we'll play this again. Look where his front foot lands. Leg stump. That ball is pitched 12 inches outside off stump, and his foot has gone down on the leg stump line. Now, if you're doing that, all these, when a batsman comes out, he takes his guard, so he's batting on middle, 2, whatever. If your foot goes towards the ball, and I was always told you put your foot towards the ball, and as a bowler, I don't want that. If I beat you, I don't want it to hit you on the pad. I want it to hit the stumps. If your foot goes towards the ball, and it's 12 inches outside of stump, if he then misses, it hits him on the leg, he's outside the line, it scoots away, they might get a single. If his leg, you see it going down, if we could watch that replay again, I know I'm throwing this at the director a little bit, his foot starts to go as if it's going towards off stump, but then at the last minute, watch this, it starts to go as if it's going out, but then it straightens down the leg stump line, leaving all 3 exposed. His head is the wrong side of the line of the ball. His head is here rather than there. He misses it, he gets cleaned up. As a bowler, high fives all round the keeper, laughing at Shubman Gill. As a batsman, tucked under, off, kicking the ground.
Partif, what do you think? You know,
I think that's something your second line of defense should be off your leg outside the off stump, where impact becomes very important. But I thought in this dismissal, because you could see that Shubman Gill took his foot slightly towards leg stump because he picked that googly and he was trying to back himself to hit it over mid wicket.
Why do people, you know, you've played against Rashid Khan, you've only recently retired from the IPL. Why do batsmen struggle to pick him, or why not struggle to pick him? Why do they play him so poorly?
It's just that, you know, there is definitely perception over anything else, you know, but the googlies which he bowls, he hardly gives anything, you know. When every time you see that, you see this the ball coming out of that, but when he bowls that leg spin or googly, there's hardly any change. That is the reason why, you know, they're very difficult to pick, and the pace, you know,
it's quick.
He's quick. So once you've not picked him, it's very difficult to pick him.
Yes,
from the
here's something for I've always wanted to ask this, because keepers, I always think a keeper, how can a keeper not pick a spinner? Because when you keep in, you pick them all. Is it easier to pick when you keep in?
It is.
Than when you're batting, yeah.
100%. You know, that's something every time we come up with. How come you didn't pick a googly? But it's easier to pick when you're a wicket keeper, and it's slightly gets not difficult, but yeah.
Why is it easier? Is it because you? No, I'm not trying to tell you. Is it because you're lower down and you're looking, or is it because you've not got a helmet, or you might have a helmet?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just easier because you don't have to execute here. You don't have to play short here. You just follow.
You just wait. Yeah.
And you have to follow the ball. and follow the hand. Here, as a batsman, you're still looking, you're thinking of scoring runs and a lot of other things. In process, you might miss that.
Right.
thing.
Is there any time you've actually missed one, completely misread it? And
Yeah,
just
quite a few times.
As a keeper?
Yeah, as a keeper, yes, I have. I remember keeping to Muralidharan once, and
Oh, that's a good shot. Very good shot. He's helped it around the corner. He's got one bounce of 4.
Yeah, fine leg up.
so I couldn't pick Muralidharan's Dusra. So
Right.
Yeah, so that he bowled Dusra. I went leg side, ball went from that side.
Do you know what? I think the only time it ever happened to me, I had a carom ball that I just started working. I was under 19, playing the under 19 World Cup against India under 19s. That's why I'm bringing this story up. This young chap was opening the batting for India called Virender Sehwag, and he was smashing it all over the place in South Africa. And I thought, I'm going to try this carom ball. It was so new then. It wasn't even called a carom ball. It was years before Ravi Ashwin was even playing cricket, probably. And he ran down the wicket, I bowled this, it spun away, and the keeper went down the leg side, it went for 4 byes.
I tell you what, whose googly was difficult to pick was Sachin Tendulkar's googly. He's got a lot of wickets in the googly. He's got a 5. His googly was slightly difficult to pick as well.
Quite talented him, wasn't he, with the ball as well?
Well,
Not the
yeah.
bat, we knew that.
If it-
Ball a bit off spin, bit of leg spin,
bit of medium pace, yeah.
If he'd stopped messing around with his batting practice and put his mind to bowling, we
Bowling.
might have had a proper cricketer on our hands.
Vijay Shankar into the attack. All-rounder. 75 for 1. Any questions you've got for any of the talent that's with us in the select dugout, get in touch with us. Brett Lee on fast bowling, Graham Swan on opening the batting in one day as an off-spin.
Thank you. All wicket keeping. You can ask me about anything.
Wicket keeping. Scott Styrus.
Quick.
On about moving countries as a young boy.
Coming from Australia.
What about dual passports?
We're getting to that halfway point, aren't we? Again, 76 for 1 on quite a dry track.
If you saw those names up there, Murali Kartik, Danny Morrison, Matt Hayden, that's not us, obviously. You're watching the right channel here, you've got the best 3. Cork, Swan, Patel. The B team are out there at the ground, the A team are here in the studio. And I'll tell you what we've got coming next, and I'm excited by this. It's the famous, and it's not infamous, it's the famous half-time huddle coming up. It's a new thing that we've got this year. And your half-time huddle this year is going to be a Cork, Lee, Lara phenomenon. But this one, to take us into the halfway huddle, is a massive 6 from Rana, and it's his 50. 37 balls, KKR 83 for 1. Rana goes to his 50, brilliant knock. He's at 1-6, he's at 8 fours. Halfway huddle, taken away, Dominic Cork.
A lot, Graham. Time for that. The halfway huddle. Brian Lara, Brett Lee. I'm coming to you, Brett Lee, first. Sure. Where are you going from here? Where are your options bowling-wise on this dry wicket?
I think what they're trying to do is bowling combinations. I don't think they're bowling in combinations well, and what I mean by that is from both ends, putting a bit more pressure on the batsman, tying up the areas from both ends. So I think they've bowled too many free balls to hit. So they've been too short, too full, pace the ball too much. Just focus on doing a simple job. Do a simple job from both ends, close the game out.
What do KKR need here on this wicket?
I just need to keep going. Andrew Russell should come in soon, and hopefully he can even get a run rate going even higher.
Yeah, well, that is the end of the halfway huddle. Let's see what it is. It's the next 10 overs. Off you go, boys.
Yeah.
Brilliant, boys. Lovely halfway huddle. I think that's the best of the 3 halfway huddles we've had as well so far, if I'm honest. I like Cork's dynamic. We've got Brian Lara and Brett Lee who've wandered into the fray, so we might have a cheeky interview coming your way. Let's just see. Not sure yet. We're just waiting on a few things. Your end. Let's have a look at this 50. Bingo.
Yeah, looked tremendous. I just think the way that he went out and assessed the conditions, got himself in, and then he looked to accelerate. It's been a wonderful 50 so far. 37 deliveries, 8 fours, 1 6. A good strike rate of 135. Let's go down to
Trevor Bayliss.
Well, as we like to do in the Vivo IPL, sideline and talk to the coaches over a season. Trevor Bayliss alongside. Trevor, lovely to see you back in orange. First and foremost, Tom Moody, good to see him back too.
Yeah, he's spent a lot of time here with the Orange Army. And it's good to work with him. The first time I've actually worked with him, so it's a good partnership so far.
Bales, it's Haydos. What's your thoughts on the bowling efforts tonight, mate? A little bit of width on offer. You think that's going to cost you in the end?
Well, so far, we've been a little bit wide, and I don't think our lengths have been terribly great. We've got a couple of swing bowlers up front, so obviously they want to try and get the ball to swing early. But there wasn't a lot of swing, so we've got to react a little bit quicker and get the ball in that hard length, which we haven't done so far.
Trevor, Karthik here. You mentioned swing, and sometimes when you guys are warming up, it's a great indication of whether the ball is swinging. Did you get any, or the bowlers got any? Because both those swing bowlers found nothing at all.
Well, we didn't actually talk about it from in the after the practice this morning, or before the match. But look, the simple fact is we've got to react a little bit quicker than that. If it's not actually doing anything, we've got to revert to, as I said, that hard length and fairly straight on this wicket. And we've erred on both sides. A little bit full and a little bit short, but too wide as well.
Have you got a good score that you're looking at here, Bales?
No, never sort of take too much notice of the first inning score. It's obviously whatever they get, we've got to play well and obviously get those runs.
Oh, that's brilliant from Natarajan, following Nitish Rana. Thanks for your time, Trevor. We'll catch you soon.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks very much to Trevor Bayliss. He's a good coach, and he swims between the flags. He just keeps things very simple.
Yeah. I tell you what, do you remember his interviews last year as well?
Hilarious.
He's not happy doing them, is he? He just wants to sit there and watch the game. Let it go. When Karthik asked him then about the swing bowlers, he just wanted to shake his head. Like, I don't know, mate. He just likes some more wickets. 6.
What a way to finish the over. What a way. 92 for 1 after 11.
कुछ तो लगाओ स्कीम। अरे दूसरा हद दे। हाउस दैट पे बनाओ यूवी से बेटर टीम। ओए क्या कर रहा है? तेरी टीम चेक कर रहा हूँ। छोड़ यार। और जीतो 5 गुना रिवॉर्ड्स। तो बेटा हाउस दैट।
This game involves financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly at your own risk.
Lovely. सारा मटन मुझे दे दिया। अब खाओ बिना मटन के मटन बिरयानी।
इतना भी स्वीट नहीं हो। बहरोज है। बहुत है इसमें।
बहरोज, द रॉयल बिरयानी।
समझ के पढ़ते हैं तो इनका दिल लग जाता है और पेरेंट से पार्टनर तक का फासला तय हो जाता है। बायजूस, डाउनलोड नाउ।
Appy Fizz and the all-new B Fizz. Be, feel, fizz.
राजश्री इलायची जश्न का जश्न
क्या आपके पास बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड्स है?
बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड्स ये मार्केट के अप्स एंड डाउन्स को मैनेज करने के लिए इक्विटी और डेट में इस तरह इन्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आपके इन्वेस्टमेंट हो बेहतर।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेज ध्यानपूर्वक पढ़ें।
Back to the select dugout, live exclusive obviously from Studio 2.
The famous Studio 2.
Well, that could be a boundary as well. So 10 runs off 2 balls, and that's the thing sometimes when you spoke about bowling in partnerships. You release all the pressure off the last delivery, then you start off with a 4. It builds that momentum for the batting side.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot to the man at Deepak. He's off the boundary and it's very square. Not too far behind. Nabi's got to maybe bowl a little bit slower. And that is maybe even a better length, slightly back of length.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the big off spinner here.
Yeah, but what disappointingly with Nabi, just have a look at this first. This is the 50. It's been a brilliant 50 as well. Rana, superb player. As he hits through the line gloriously. That's a pick up and a sweep as well. So.
What's it, Brett? That's about 17 runs in the last 4 balls.
Yep.
2 sixes, a 4 and a single, and it's really sort of that period where you believe that KKR needs to set up the last 5 overs. They're doing it very well between 10 and 15.
And that's a 50-run partnership.
Yeah, you see how round arm Nabi's gone. He's almost like Malinga. He's getting lower and lower. He's not really giving the ball any chance to dip and grab the pitch.
Well, up until that 6, have a look at Rana. He's this is the 6. That was a good one, but it's been few and far between against spin. If someone like Tish Rana, he's dominated against the quicks. Let's have a look. I want to get your opinion here, Swanee. Obviously, being the spin guru. This is him against spin. He struggled a bit.
Well, yeah, he's trying a bit too much. I mean, this was early on. Look how much that's turned there. And I don't think it's an easy pitch to play spin on if it's bowled properly, because not every ball is going to spin. And when he first played against Nabi, he didn't know how much it was going to turn, but it didn't at all. Anyway, 12 gone, 105 for 1.
OTT इतने भरे पड़े अपनी फिल्म का सर्च करें कैप्टन क्या करेंगे जियो फाइबर घर ले आओ जादू के डिब्बे का मैजिक चलाओ
अपनी आवाज से कुछ भी सर्च और प्ले करें जियो फाइबर पे। अब हर घर जियो फाइबर।
अंकल पापा को जल्दी घर बेचने के लिए थैंक यू।
सर्जरी करवाकर आप जल्दी घर जा सके, इसलिए प्रिस्टीन केयर के एक्सपर्ट डॉक्टर्स लेजर लैप्रोस्कोपी जैसी एडवांस्ड मेडिकल टेक्नोलॉजी से हर्निया, पाइल्स जैसी 50 से भी ज्यादा बीमारियों की सर्जरी करते हैं। सर्जरी मतलब pristinecare.com।
आंटी रेंट दे दिया।
This over, please, sir.
Wicket alert has been issued by Mr. Graham Swan. So let's just fly quickly in from Jib into the select dugout.
Come on, Jib.
And light it up. Let's light it up.
Yeah, let's get this studio. Let's get that alarm going. I want to see some danger and action in this room.
He's almost wrecked the whole set here. Swanee, just calm down. Why have you issued the wicket alert?
Rashid Khan's on. We're 12 overs gone, hundreds on the board. They're going to look to increase the rate now. That really hurt.
Oh,
catch
nearly,
it! Oh,
almost a chop on.
Motley.
Yeah, it's that time of the innings. They're going to look to play a few shots. You see him giving himself some room here. And also Andre Russell. Russell's on the bench. It's not a bad time to lose a wicket, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Swanee, about Andre Russell. I want to get the opinion of the great Brian Charles Lara. I've got a graphic to show you, BC, about Andre Russell. And have a look at this. Have a look at the stats that they prove. There we have it, though. You have to wait for that, because that is the cred jackpot we've been waiting for. Get on the cred app for this daily reward.
It's live right now.
It is. Play now to win.
I'm still trying to recover. Be careful what you ask me. That fall I just saw from Graham Swan.
Oh,
that's a
has that
good
gone
shot.
down enough? Couple of bounces and trickles into the fence. I was just saying to Brian Lara, I want to show this graphic. When should Russell bat? Look at the left side first. He averaged 38. This is when he comes in before the 13th over on the left. Averages 38, strike rate 178. He comes in post the 13th over. Average goes down to 25, but as you'd expect, the strike rate goes at 256. Where should he bat? Tough one because
it's a tough one, but I think the way how they're batting now, it's pretty good run rate. They've got a couple batsmen in between there that can continue the sort of run rate that they're going at. I will go for the 256 strike rate.
Yep.
I will go for those last 3 or 4 overs where you know if he connects, it's going to go the distance. And Andrew Russell, you don't want to give him too much overs thinking that he's going to get set, and all of a sudden you see the back of him, he gets a googly from Rashid Khan. So yeah,
14 for 1.
Yeah, so just saying that. For me, I would wait because I've got to tell myself that I've got batsmen who can do almost the same thing. We know the capabilities of Owen Morgan. We saw it against Rashid Khan in the World Cup, so he's capable of crossing the fence. Quite a few of them are capable of doing the same thing. So I would go for the option where I know he's backed in a corner. We've got 160 on the board. There's 3 overs left, 4 overs left. He's going to get us to 200 plus. That's the option that I will take.
Yeah, and after all that chaos with the falling off the chair, there was a wicket alert, but there was no wicket.
The commotion. I've lost again. I'm 1 from 3 this year. What I'm going to do this year, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep my own score because I was robbed last year. I'm not arguing that Brian deserved to win it. He did. But there is no way Cork finished ahead of me. And so this year I've made a vow. I'm going to get my own little book. I've got my tablet. You can buy many different makes. This is a good one. And I've been totting it down. I'm 1 from 3 so far.
2's the call, and they might get it. Yeah, good running. Very, very good running.
Beautiful from Rashid Khan. This man gives 100% with the ball, with the bat, and you can tell it was Rashid Khan there. You just knew that. What a professional.
Now, how strange does this look? A bowler with white boots on, rather than these bright orange and yellow and pink things.
I want to ask a question. Do you think they can get the extra 84 runs in 7.70 to get to 200?
If they get the big man in, I think they can.
There it is, gentlemen. That's a Dream 11 top fantasy picks of the match. Now, these are the top fantasy picks of the match. How many do you have in your team? Pick your team carefully. And Kelo Dimaxe.
Hey, good pronunciation that. Well done, Binga. How many have you got in your team? I've got 7 of those.
Yeah, I've got them all.
7.
That's why it's called the fantasy.
Sweet, mate.
Vivo IPL 2021. Oh, is it an Unacademy cracking 6? It certainly is.
That is glorious. Stepped across, made it into a full bunger, flipped it away. Double glove punch as well. That's how good a shot it was.
I think he made his mind up very early that that's the area he wanted to target. If it pitched, but it's perfect. Right in the middle of the bat, straight from the bowler's arm. Just got low and helped it on its way.
Yeah, look, he went for the Yorker and slightly over pitch. It's only a short boundary, 69 metres at carried. It's probably about 65 to the fence. It's on the reverse.
Tell you what they need to do, these boys need to get on safari. Oh, look! Hey! There she is, absolute beauty. SUV, best in its class. Luxurious comfort, precision in engineering.
Happy with the
lovely
colour?
Lovely grill on the front. I prefer the sapphire black colour myself, but the midnight blue, if that's what it's called.
Sapphire black?
Yep. Every car has a sapphire black, don't they? Or black, midnight black, whatever they call it. It's a beautiful car, though.
I could see you.
Brian's after one in
I
Trinidad.
could see you in Trini cruising around one of those bad boys.
I just sold my Range Rover. I would happily go in one of those. Not a problem at all. I think more than I keep saying, more than the streets in Sydney and the M1 and M40, you need that on the coast road of the Caribbean. That's what you need. You put it on the boat, you take it over to Tobago,
Well,
you drive it around again.
I'll tell you what, where you do need it is the streets of India, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that. We're not getting paid extra for saying this, but she's as good a car as you'll find. Go out, tell him we sent you. Say Mr. Lara Swan and Lee sent us to buy this Safari, and then we might get some nice cool blowbacks from it.
12 off the last over, 14 overs done, 126 for 1. And that is Seatai strategic timeout.
LHS is equal to RHS. समझा ब्रो?
कॉन्सेप्ट समझाने लगा है। क्या बात है?
फोन के लिए नहीं टोका? बात क्या है?
ब्रेक ले ले यार पार्टनर।
समझ के पढ़ते हैं तो इनका दिल लग जाता है और पेरेंट से पार्टनर तक का फासला तय हो जाता है। बायजूस, डाउनलोड नाउ।
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. I know this sounds ridiculous. It's like saying Rahul Dravid has anger issues.
Hey! That doesn't mean you can overtake. Come, man, come. You come.
Could have gone straight and taken it.
इंदिरानगर का गुंडा हूँ मैं.
लवली। सारा मटन मुझे दे दिया। अब खाओ बिना मटन की मटन बिरयानी।
इतना भी स्वीट नहीं हूँ। बहरोज है, बहुत है इसमें।
बहरोज, द रॉयल बिरयानी।
चल दूसरा
कुछ तो लगाओ स्कीम।
अरे दूसरा हद दे।
हाउस दैट पे बनाओ यूवी से बेटर टीम।
ओए क्या कर रहा है? तेरी टीम चेक कर रहा हूँ।
छोड़ यार।
और जीतो 5 गुना रिवॉर्ड्स। तो बेटा, हाउस दैट?
This game involves financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly at your own risk.
घूम कर गली गली पूरा पसीने से भीगा, मार के 2 गुट आजा थोड़ा सा तू ले ले ठंडा। दिन है भारी लेकिन लाइफ भी तो अपनी जारी, चलेगा नहीं अभी भागने की अपनी बारी। चल रुकना तू भूल जा, बस भूल जा तू रुकना अभी। सर पे दुनियादारी फिर भी चेहरे पे है हंसी, दिमाग को दौड़ा डक्कर खुल के पी जा पूरी बोतल। दिल होगा खुश और ठंडक मिलेगी तुझको अंदर।
The best in next class now gets better. Presenting the new Skoda Superb. Skoda, simply clever. LG linear cooling refrigerator keeps food naturally fresh and hygienic for really long.
कॉलेज रियूनियन हो या सरप्राइज ट्रिप विद माय गर्ल, जिंदगी के छोटे बड़े हर पल को बनाए फैशनेबल। Amazon, 1000 plus top brands, 9 lakh plus latest styles, 30-day returns on over 40 lakh products. Amazon, हर पल fashionable.
Welcome back to the select dugout, and that will be the end of the Seatai strategic timeout.
Good little timeout that, I enjoyed that.
And a good chance too for the Sunrisers Hyderabad to regroup.
Recoup.
Love it. 126 for 1. They need some more wickets, that being captain obvious. And this is the time now too, coming into what we like to call the happy hour. This is where the batsman can really look to leverage. Ray Russ still in the camp.
Well, that's a good shot square. Is he going to get 4 for that? Oh! He's absolutely slapped this. Trucking on towards a ton as well. 76 and 48 for Rana.
I think we might be looking at the first 100 in Vivo IPL 2021. He's batted magnificently. And this is the sort of service that I think he relishes, where the ball is just sliding onto the bat. It's about, maximum waist height. I've hardly seen any slow balls, even the slow short ball dug into the wicket.
Normally I call for a wicket alert after a break, but I've already done one. I don't agree with just calling for them willy-nilly and having as many as you want like Scott does, so I'm not going to call for another one. But
Can I have a wicket alert?
Wicket
Yeah,
alert?
I'd love a wicket alert. Thank you.
You
Bring it
Brian
on.
Charles Lowry, you can have
Bring it
anything
on.
you want.
Yes, and I want
All
extra
right.
points calling for it midway through the over.
Let's light this legend up. Light him up. Oh, whooshka! Have some of that.
Did I say wicket alert or big over alert?
Wowza.
Still got 3 deliveries to come. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar has been absolutely spanked.
That was a beautiful shot. Got underneath it and went high and far. I just wonder. Yes.
Oh,
Beautiful.
he's just absolutely clubbed it, hasn't he? He's been met, as you Aussies say. Oh, he's been met, mate.
Does that make you a bit nervous, BC?
No, not at all. I think I've got 3 deliveries to come. This man is a wicket taker.
Light him up.
Thank you.
Stay on your seat.
I was ready for it this time. Klingon's on the starboard bow.
Why?
sir.
Why the wicket alert?
Well,
Booby.
Booby's brought back to take wicket.
The kind of service that they
19 off.
The Punjab Kings with the KL
Balanced advantage fund. ये
market against England of late should be
मार्केट के अप्स एंड डाउन्स को मैनेज करने के लिए इक्विटी और डेट में इस तरह इन्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आपके इन्वेस्टमेंट हो बेहतर।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेज ध्यानपूर्वक पढ़ें।
Periscope comes straight out of the sky.
Happiness is a fast cooling AC, Blue Star.
Was a very, very difficult one. A long way up in the air. The ball might have been wobbling. Slow delivery from the Raja.
Well, they're coming thick and fast. IPL's on the back of each other. Just 5 months since the last one finished in the UAE, and we've got underway with a thriller here on the first night. A couple of nights back, last ball game. Then we saw some brilliant cricket from Delhi Capitals last night. Today, KKR going against Sunrisers, and then tomorrow night in Mumbai, Rajasthan Royals led by Sanju Samson this year for the first time, and Punjab Kings with the KL Rahul in form after 100 against England of late. Should be fun. Oh, right, underneath it, wicket keeper Ravindra Saha, not easy, and he, oh yeah, a little second grab. The periscope comes straight out of the sky without much perambulation. It's a hard one to take. A contender for the Vivo catch of the match.
Was a very, very difficult one. A long way up in the air.
The ball might have been wobbling. Slow delivery from Natarajan. It just sliced it. Riddhiman Saha saved pair of hands. And that certainly makes it Weibo catching the match on the second attempt. Party gone to 53, 146 to 2.
The best in next class now gets better. Presenting the new Skoda Superb. Skoda, simply clever.
लवली। सारा मटन मुझे दे दिया, अब खाओ बिना मटन के मटन बिरयानी।
इतना भी स्वीट नहीं हूँ, बहरोज है, बहुत है इसमें।
बहरोज, द रॉयल बिरयानी।
मैडम एक तो ले लो।
एक भी अच्छा नहीं है।
अरे वाह, दिमाग लगाना है तो ड्रीम 11 पे लगाना। मेक योर टीम नाउ।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
I saw the first light. Now I see much more in the finest detail. I am the 1+9.
राजश्री इलायची, जश्न का जश्न।
Will bring Andre Russell onto strike. Huge man, wonderfully natural cricketer with bat and ball. Another look at this, Lisa.
Yeah, you can understand why he wanted to try and find the boundary, take that extra risk. Just got it on the toe end of the bat and just went straight up. Never easy catches these coming out of the night sky.
Especially taking a look at the flags just behind. It's a nice little breeze coming in from the Marina Beach.
One of the great beaches, isn't it?
Lovely. I mean, if you go beyond that, that's where the Mumbai Indians staying. It's fine as 4. Easy put away that. The Mumbai Indians stay in a beach resort, which is magnificent. That boundary also brings up to 150.
There's a lot been discussed about Andre Russell. 2019, he absolutely lit up the IPL stage. Over 500 runs, 510, and strike rate over 200. The next year, which was the last edition, only scored 117 at a strike rate of 144. He is an X factor.
Well, David Warner knows full well the next 4 overs and 1 ball are potentially match deciding. If this guy gets it right, alongside the obviously informed Nitish Rana, they could take the game away from Sunrisers. To get him early, just squeeze things a little at the end there, restrict him to something like, I don't know, 175, 180. Wow, when they're in the game. Just a single, which means that the strike will be retained by Andre Russell. It's 1-5-2 for 2.
इंडोर सही आउटडोर सही कैसा भी कहीं भी फ्लोर सही इंडिगो पेंट्स जो फ्लोर पे इतने प्यारे रंग भरता है तो फिर सोचो ये वॉल्स पे तो कैसा कमाल कर सकता है इंडिगो पेंट्स जो वॉल पे हो तो हम भी कहे और तुम भी कहो इंडिगो पेंट्स वाह वाह इंडिगो पेंट्स वाह
फ्लोर के लिए इंडिगो फ्लोर पेंट, वॉल्स के लिए इंडिगो इमल्शंस।
हर चुनौती होगी पार जब हो जीतने की आग और ठंडा दिमाग, तो नई माउंटेन ड्यू आइस का बर्फीला घूंट लगा, फिर बर्फ सी लगेगी हर अग्नि परीक्षा। नई माउंटेन ड्यू आइस लगाओ बर्फीला घूंट।
LG Linear Cooling Refrigerator keeps food naturally fresh and hygienic for really long.
Just had 1 over. Everyone missed it. Riddhiman Saha, brain behind the stumps, generally called a wide. First extras.
Yeah, there's been cut runs coming from absolutely everywhere, but no extras. Missed everything. There was a big expectation because it started straight and then went further down the leg side.
time and they don't need any extra runs. Sunrisers Hyderabad, that won't help the cause.
Oh, Peel! It's definitely a googly which he didn't read at all. You talk about matchups, this is the perfect matchup. Perfect time to have Rashid Khan against possibly one of the most destructive batsmen in T20 cricket.
We all felt the vibe, didn't we? This was the time for Rashid Khan to come back into the attack.
But that's gone. Manish Pandey is sensational in the field. Couldn't get hold of it, didn't get the elevation, the big man. And it's worked perfectly for Sunrisers Hyderabad. It's that man again, Rashid Khan.
Vivo, perfect catch of the match on a silver for Manish Pandey. Did make it look very easy. Wonderful pair of hands and kept his eye on it the whole way because it was dipping. Hit it pretty well. Just there, what a great catch. Really sharp. Oh, brilliant. They loved it too. See you later, Dre. Just for 5. 157 for 3.
डायरेक्ट प्लान म्यूचुअल फंड में खुद से इन्वेस्ट करने का एक ऑप्शन है, इससे कमीशन बच जाता है। अरे यार जस्सी मुझे बताना। डायरेक्ट प्लान में सोच समझकर इन्वेस्ट कर तो ही फायदा है। सही है तेरी इतना बारीक बैग।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
रेगुलर फैन करे नॉन-स्टॉप आवाज, स्विच टू क्रॉम्पटन साइलेंट प्रो। सिर्फ पावरफुल ब्रीज नहीं, पिन ड्रॉप साइलेंस भी।
इतना साइलेंट फैन।
अप टू 50% एनर्जी सेविंग्स भी है।
50%
साइलेंस।
क्रॉम्पटन साइलेंट प्रो, साइलेंस भी, सेविंग्स भी।
He's batted so well, Nitish Rana. He's taking him on. And that's the right way to go about it. 17th over. Once again, amongst all the runs being scored, look at Rashid Khan. 2 for 22 of 3.3, and that's a big wicket.
He's amazing, isn't he? The way that he can just come on and change a game. Consistently bamboozles, high quality batsman. Very fast arm action. Deceiving. His lengths as well. He's wrong and superb. It just doesn't get anything of it. And Danny, you said it. That was a very good catch. Made it look so easy.
It's called a dead ball. And lost the cap with Diman Saha. An early pick from umpire Ananta Padmanabhan.
Alias K&A.
His full name is Karumanaseri Narayana Iyer Ananta Padmanabhan.
Boy, but
doesn't give you anything. That's why he's so good. Knows exactly what the batsman's thinking. He's got all the skills. More than the skills, just the way he executes it.
Another very interesting little contest within the game here. Owen Morgan with Rashid Khan. This is a big moment. Imagine if he just struck down the skip and out this stage.
He's got a slip. It's just the one delivery to negotiate for Owen Morgan. Yeah, off the mark. What a fine spell of bowling. 7 of that over, 159 for 3.
Best to just phone pay.
OTT इतने भरे पड़े, अपनी फिल्म का सर्च करें, कैप्टन क्या करेंगे? जियो फाइबर घर ले आओ, जादू के डिब्बे का मैजिक चलाओ।
अपनी आवाज से कुछ भी सर्च और प्ले करें जियो फाइबर पे। अब हर घर जियो फाइबर।
1 for 1।
ये 1 से 1 करोड़ वाली बात।
अच्छा।
My 11 सर्कल पे 1 रुपए में टीम बनाओ और हर दिन जीतने का मौका पाओ।
This game involves an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Herbal, be ready. Be ready.
गर्ल्स नाइट आउट या मूवी डेट, जिंदगी के छोटे बड़े हर पल को बनाए फैशनेबल. Amazon, 1000+ top brands, 9 lakh+ latest styles, 30-day returns on over 40 lakh products. Amazon, हर पल fashionable.
Appy Fizz and the all-new Be Fizz. Be, feel, fizz.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar has got one, so Nabi will bowl the 18th. And also two left-handers on strike. Hey, what a fine innings from Rahul Tripathi.
Absolutely right. Cracking innings. All around the wicket. Pace and spin. It didn't matter this evening. He was all over it. Great placement. Really good power. And still work to do. 160, that's what RCB chased down effectively, or 159 to win the other night against Mumbai Indians. They've got more KKR tonight, but there's still work to do in this back end.
Mighty fine batsman to follow as well, DK and Shakib Al Hasan. That's gone straight up. Vijay Shankar underneath it, again a safe pair of hands. And a wonderful innings comes to an end. Nitish Rana, that was gutsy. Mid off up in the circle. But Mohammad Nabi gets the man.
Just continue to press. Team play. Wanted to go for another maximum for sure. Just got his foot a little bit too wide on that occasion. Towards the onside, and a good safe set of hands from Vijay Shankar. And brings to close a wonderful innings, potentially a match-winning innings. 80 off 56 balls, and it's 160 for 4.
हर चुनौती होगी पार जब हो जीतने की आग और ठंडा दिमाग, तो नई माउंटेन ड्यू आइस का बर्फीला घूंट लगा, फिर बर्फ सी लगेगी हर अग्नि परीक्षा.
नई माउंटेन ड्यू आइस लगाओ बर्फीला घूंट.
आपकी डिजाइन्स मुझे तो बहुत पसंद आई.
बेटर हाइजीन के लिए, बेटर हवा के लिए बजाज एयर कूलर्स विद एंटीबैक्टीरियल हेक्सा कूल मास्टर, जो हनीकॉम्ब के बैक्टीरिया को घटाए, आप तक बस कूल हवा पहुंचाए.
That's gone, and that should be another one. Abdul Samad this time, just on the line. Are they turning it around? The Sunrisers Hyderabad and Mohammad Nabi, 2 wickets in 2 balls.
Oh yeah, we've got a hat-trick here. Well, we're on one anyway, says Mohammad Nabi. All of a sudden, SRH have turned this around, and you said it, Matty Hayden. Got a lot of work to do. With 2 new batters in, you've lost the skipper, but even another newer batter coming out now. Says it all there from Morgan. And goes quickly, cheaply for a brace. 160 for 5 here.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. I know this sounds ridiculous. It's like saying Rahul Dravid has anger issues.
Hey! That doesn't mean you can overtake. Come, man, come. You come.
Could have gone straight and taken it.
इंदिरानगर का गुंडा हूँ मैं.
Today wants you to start living. Tata Safari. Reclaim your life.
समझ के पढ़ते हैं तो इनका दिल लग जाता है और पेरेंट से पार्टनर तक का फासला तय हो जाता है. बायजूस, डाउनलोड नाउ.
It was rather a disappointing conclusion to that hat-trick. I thought there might have been something in it, but this started it. Fly ball, didn't go anywhere. And then this one, the captain tried to sweep across the line. 5 out of 7 times he's got him out. That's an amazing statistic right there from the England captain. Nabi's all over him like a cheap suit.
Shakib Al Hasan He's off the mark straight away. Both batsmen striking at 100. 162 for 5.
नमस्कार, क्रिकेट का किट बेचता हूँ मैं जस्ट डायल के जेडी मार्ट पे। फ्री में डिजिटल कैटलॉग बनवाया तो सारा माल बिक गया टपाटप। अबे रात को मैं गच्ची पे फुल टू पार्ट किया तो ये लास्ट पीस बचा था, अभी दिन में वहां पर रहो। अरे क्या करते तू, सारी मर तो ना।
JD Mart, इंडिया का B2B मार्केटप्लेस। डाउनलोड करें JD Mart ऐप।
लवली। सारा मटन मुझे दे दिया, अब खाओ बिना मटन की मटन बिरयानी।
इतना भी स्वीट नहीं हो, बहरोज है, बहुत है इसमें।
बहरोज द रॉयल बिरयानी।
X60 series co-engineered with Zeiss. Vivo.
दूर कितना भी जा, इस जुबान से दूर ना जा पाओगे। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आजा आजा आजा।
Happiness is a fast cooling AC. Blue Star.
Natarajan. In the end, you know what he does. He's brilliant in the death overs, bowls a lot of Yorkers. That's what he did in the last edition of the IPL.
Yeah, Mohammad Nabi. Again, it underlines the nature of this 22 yards, and when the ball gets softer and older, that much more tricky to deal with. Fuller one you're talking about, Carters. It's a go-to delivery, whether it's a new ball or an old ball. You get a good Yorker in any day of the week, any time of the innings.
Then Owen Morgan trying to target that short boundary. Fine catch by Abdul Samad. Had to be sure where the boundary line was. The leap at the right time. Held on to it.
Brisbane Lions, will you have us with AFL, any Aussie rules for you or not? Are you 13 or 15 man coach?
13 man for sure.
State of origin.
Yep, coming up. Kartik, what can he produce here?
Yeah, you could think of what Dinesh Karthik might try and do. There was a short fine leg, there was a square leg, deep mid-wicket and a long on. So just trying to take him on, trying to lap him. But Pangaras Natarajan, what does he do? First 6, gets 16% of his wickets. The middle overs 16, and then in the end, that's why he's so handy.
That's okay. That is no, a dime a dozen. You can bowl those at any stage, but given the depth, and here is underlying that this graphic, look at that, nearly 70% of his wickets at the back end.
Now, what I love about this back end performance as well from SRH is just how they're in the contest. Davey Warner's promoting the fact that they've got to stay in the game, compete hard. Just never give up. There's another good example of it. We heard the coach, as we interviewed him, say, well, he wasn't prepared to answer anything to do with the stats that we know, and that is that when you're chasing here, first innings total win is 164 is a winning first innings total. We saw the other night 160 get chased down, or 159 get chased down nicely from Royal Challengers Bangalore, so they've just got to hang in the contest.
Hit hard, hit straight. Dinesh Karthik does well.
He doesn't have the power, does he? Someone like Nitish Rana, that would have been up in the comms box, but still a really, really good use of good batting posture and shape. Doesn't fall out of it at all. Gets the maximum out of what is a slow wicket now. It's very hard to hit a straight shot like that for 6, so Dinesh Karthik, the experience, coming now into 4. If he can just ink out even, say, 12 or 15 runs during this phase, he's done his side proud.
Also when somebody is trying to bowl into the hole as well. This is good from Natarajan. Saw what he was trying to do and did the exact opposite. 171 for 5.
अरे बल्ला ऐसे कौन घुमाता है यार? जाओ ढूंढो।
जाने कहाँ मेरा जिगर गया जी, अभी
इधर नहीं है।
किधर गया जी, जाने कहाँ
अरे हंसता क्या? तू भी जा।
अरे अभी यही था किधर गया जी। ड्रीम 11 टीम है तो मजा है।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Thumbs up, is the thunder.
Unacademy देता है लाइव क्लासेस फॉर ओवर 30 एग्जाम कैटेगरीज एंड नाउ फॉर क्लासेस 6th to 12th. Unacademy, let's crack it.
जश्न का ये जश्न है, राजश्री इलायची जश्न का जश्न, जश्न का ये जश्न है।
Next bowl, Yippee Magic Masala Noodles. It's better, oh yeah.
आंटी रेंट दे दिया।
बेस्ट टू जस्ट फोन पे।
I saw the first light. Now I see much more in the finest detail. I am the 1+9.
Chase down. It's been a strange narration, I feel, from the fast bowlers on tonight's occasion, who are very good typically.
What a shot! That's come right of the centre of that bat. And a good change at 1-2.
New ball, please. That has gone some distance. It has gone over advertising hoardings and then replay screens. Oh, yeah.
It's the third occasion that he's tried this as well, and he's finally got the ball that he's wanted. He couldn't get those off Natarajan, who followed him. But he just left it hanging out there, Bhuvanesh Kumar.
He'll attribute it to the change of the bat. He does. Top edge. Handy runs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that'll do. Very, very handy. 180. That's a formidable total. Very good bowling attack as well. Good balance in their side, KKR. These runs are all so handy.
Thinking, gents, night game clearly, and it's after 9 p.m. Not about dew fat ringing, but just get it on. It's better than we thought it might. Just sliding on, just that bit better.
Oh, that's been slapped too. Should get a couple. And since you mentioned that, we saw him going down. He saw that sweep shot, and that's possibly the reason why he dug it in.
Look, I'm not sure we made enough of it in the last match, the first match of this season. I think the Jew was a bit of a player. The ball just sliding on it. Certainly, definitely didn't get the kind of access to the ball that we saw in the last innings. This is tonight. Sunrisers paces. Look at that stat there. 22% hitting the stumps only. Missing almost 80% of the time. Folks, that's width. And that's what's been...
Is it a case that he's used to it now after so long?
I think with the runs that he's accrued over the years of playing for Sunrisers and how comfortable he is in the setup, and he runs the show there now with the senior players that he's got around him. He just bats, Scotty. I honestly think that he just bats. I think the best players are the ones that allow all the nonsense to disappear and get rid of it. And once you cross the line, it's the white line fever. Just freedom to bat and enjoy himself. And I just think he loves it. When the bright lights are on him, when he's got his bat in his hand, he just loves batting.
One of those players he'll come up against is Shakib Al Hassan, who over the last 3 or 4 years has actually been part of the Sunrisers team, so he'll know how this team operates. maybe some of the strategies that they have. I'm sure he would have passed that on to Brendan McCullum and Owen Morgan, the management, the think tank of KKR, about how he thinks that the Sunrisers will go about it. One ball to go, still can get through to 190. Another slower ball. Very well done. Abdul Samad takes the catch. They won't get to 190, but Dominic Cork, I'm with you. I think this is a very good score. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar will pick up a wicket. He'll be delighted he gets on the board. But KKR, on the back of the opening partnership and one down, they have done really well in the first 20 overs.
Very good. I think the way that they've put their innings together, I think they're going to always be an aggressive type of team underneath Owen Morgan as captain. And like I say, I think that's a good score. It doesn't mean that I don't think Sunrisers can get him, because I think they've got some good batsmen, the likes of Warner and Bairstow. But runs on the board, he takes some getting.
Yeah, 188. Well done to that man too, Rashid Khan. You expect that these days. 2 for 24 off his 4 overs. Economical, a couple of wickets. The big one of Andre Russell. But the area of concern last year for KKR was the top order batting. Not so today, so that'll please both Brendan McCullum and Owen Morgan, because 50 without loss in the power play, but most importantly through the middle they kept that aggression going. 95 for 1 was the backbone. It was the base for which they could then launch at the back end to get through to 187, and it was on the back of Nitish Rana. Very good performance from him. He ended up almost getting through to 100. And wasn't able to quite get there. I thought the way that he batted with Rahul Tripathi as well was excellent. The bowlers from the Sunrisers tried hard, but just wasn't to be.
Yeah, he batted really well. But at the end of the day, you got a 42 in the last 5. I think Sunrisers would be happy with that. And I think it's